Okay, good afternoon. Today is March 16th, 2023. Welcome to the voting session of the Ways and Means Committee. We have 20-some bills to get through before we are on the floor at 3:30, so let's all keep that in mind. We are going to start with House Bill 153, Baltimore City Local Bill, Delegate Ebersol.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This bill expands the voting rights of the student member of the Baltimore City Board of Commissioners, also alters the selection process for the student member, and in accordance with procedures established by the board in collaboration with the Associated Student Congress of Baltimore City. Finally, the bill establishes a task force to study board member compensation and additional student membership. There are no amendments. I move the bill.
Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor, no roll call, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? House Bill 153 passes as favorable. House Bill 175, and there are amendments. Delegate Ebersol.
This bill introduced authorizes the student member of the Baltimore County Board of Education to vote on matters relating to capital and operating budgets. The amendment requires that the members of the County Board of Education and the leadership of the county system develop a draft curriculum for training student members in budgeting. Student members must complete the budget training within 2 months and prior to voting on budget members. Move the amendments.
Are there any discussion on the amendments? Okay, motion on the bill is amended. Okay, we are going to do a roll call. Can I see this? Are you okay, Delegate Lowe? Okay.
We sort of skipped.
So this is a roll call on the favorable, okay? Delegate Buckle, we are on House Bill 175. Okay, Madam Vice Chair?
Aye.
Delegate Ebersol?
Yes.
Delegate Patterson?
Yes.
Delegate Buckle? Delegate Charles? Delegate Hornberger is not here. Delegate Wells? Delegate Fair? Delegate Long? Delegate Miller? Delegate Henson? Delegate Mercue North? Delegate Grossman? Delegate Vogel? Delegate Wu? Delegate Hartman? Delegate Griffith? Delegate Attar? Delegate Plakovich-Carr? Delegate Barnes? Delegate Feldmark? Okay, House Bill 175 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 217, and there are amendments. Delegate Patterson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This bill alters procedures for the renewal of a video lottery operation license, and it extends the term of the renewed license from 10 years to 15 years. In addition, as introduced, the bill imposes on a video lottery operation licensee during its initial renewal term and an annual license renewal fee of $500 for each video lottery terminal and table game that is authorized for operation at the video lottery facility to be distributed to the Education Trust Fund. There are two amendments. The amendments alter the license renewal fee under the bill. Specifically, the video lottery operation licensee must pay a renewal fee for each 5-year period of the license term. The fee equals 1% of average annual proceeds from the operation of the video lottery terminals and table games at the facility for the preceding 3-year period. The fee is to be paid in equal annual installments. Move the amendments.
Second.
Like that.
Any discussion on the amendments? Delegate Buckle?
So with this new formula, is there any way to actually give us an estimate? I understand that the casinos, each of the 6 VLT licensees, their gambling revenue fluctuates. It's not completely static. But is there any way to give us an estimate of what their renewal fees would be if the bill were to be implemented right now?
George, please.
Thank you, Delegate Buckle. We have worked on an estimate for each of the various locations based on previous proceeds, and I can provide that to you. Generally speaking, the amounts would be approximately $180,000 a year for Hollywood, $200,000 a year for Ocean Downs, $1.45 million for Maryland Live, $130,000 for Rocky Gap, over $400,000 for Horseshoe, and $1.95 million for MGM. We would note that those are all going to be staggering as far as when those fees begin, based on when these licenses are renewed, and then they'll be adjusted with each of these 5-year periods. They'll look at the three immediate preceding, average those, and then that'll be the new fee for the next 5-year period.
When you say a year, George, is that the prorated payment?
Correct.
Or is that's not the total payment that they'd be able to pay out over 5 years? That's what they'd have to pay every year in order, if they paid it in equal installments?
That is correct.
So that would wind up like for Rocky Gap being,
No, that what I specified was the annual amount.
okay. And so they could pay that over 5 years?
No, that's the annual fee. It's
Right.
an annual. That's the annual fee. So what
Okay.
they do is, for each 5-year period, we calculate what the average proceeds were for the preceding 3 years. That's going to be the fee for that 5-year period, and that's divided in fifths so that you pay
Each
a
year.
portion of it. Yes,
So that's my question. I'm just using Rocky Gap, it's in my jurisdiction. If you said $130,000 a year. Does that
Correct.
mean over 5 years that they're actually paying an aggregate of $650,000
Yes,
to
that
renew
would be
their
correct.
machines?
That's
Okay,
correct.
that's what I was getting at. And so
my apologies.
MGM would be paying almost $10 million over 5 years to renew their machines.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Delegate, okay, thank you. Delegate Ebersol.
Just to check a number then. So in the neighborhood of $4 to $4.5 million a year on those figures from all 5 casinos.
Yes,
6
once
casinos.
all 5 are renewing, then it would be approximately
$4 to
$4.5 million. a
Okay,
year.
thank you.
Delegate Barnes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And George, let me, because I think Buckle kind of got my head spinning now. So if Prince George's County has to pay MGM $10 million over 5 years?
That's correct. $1.95 million
And did they-
approximately based
did-
on the proceeds that we've seen to date for generating the estimate.
And did they agree on that?
I'm not sure what outreach was done at each of the casinos.
Okay, thanks.
Delegate Hartman.
Chair. So, let's take, for example, Ocean Downs paying $200,000 a year, $1 million, and the old bill was $500 per machine for the 5 years, correct?
That's
So
correct.
they'd be paying $1 million. What does that come out to a machine? I don't know how many machines they have there. I know which ones are my favorite, but
It's less. I think it's
Yeah,
less.
it's less than the 500. I can try and figure that out if you give me a moment.
Can I ask a question?
Delegate Ebersol.
So in general, the reason I asked the council for that is the original figure was going to be about $9 million a year when you added them all up. So it's about half that.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing across the board, it's about half of what the original bill called for. Is that about right, George? I was just talking to give them time to figure it out. You know, I could tell you that the Terps won. There's a couple
so
things.
do you know how many machines are at Ocean Downs?
Did they win? Yeah.
One moment. I'll see if I can figure out what the comparable amount would be.
Delegate Barnes.
I know where we're going. Is there any way that we can hold this bill to the next voting session?
There will be no more voting sessions unless we come back after this 3:30 session, which I'm happy to do. So it's up to you guys. We are voting this out today. So we can hold it to the end of this list, and we'll keep it moving, and we'll come back to it.
Okay, yeah, we can come back to those one. Thanks.
Okay. House Bill 210, and there are amendments. Delegate Eversol.
The bill staggers the election and appointment of members in Baltimore County. 4 appointed members must be appointed by the governor in a presidential election years from a list of nominees from a committee. And the 7 elected members of the board must continue to be elected in gubernatorial years. The bill, oh, this is very funny. Okay, the bill is introduced has what's colloquially known as a sponsor problem. So the amendment replaces the sponsor with the delegation as sponsor. Nice, well done. I read it before I knew what I was getting into there. Move the amendments.
Okay. Any discussion on the amendments? Motion on the bill?
Move the bill as amended.
Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, we're going to do a roll call on a favorable on the bill as amended. Delegate Eversol?
Yes.
Delegate Patterson? Yes. Delegate Buckle? Delegate Charles? Delegate Hornberger? Delegate Wells? Yes. Delegate Fair? Yes. Delegate Long? Delegate Miller? Delegate Henson? Delegate Miracle North? Delegate Grossman? Delegate Vogel? Yes. Delegate Wu? Yes. Delegate Hartman? Yes. Delegate Griffith? Yes. Delegate Attar? Delegate Plakovich Carr? Delegate Barnes? Yes. Delegate Feldmark? Yes. Okay, House Bill 217, did you want to vote? Yes. Delegate Nick Charles is a yes. Passes favorably, I'm sorry, that wasn't 217, that was House Bill 210. Passes favorably as amended. House Bill 222, a local Frederick County delegation bill, Delegate Plakovich Carr.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is just a local bill for Frederick County that allows them to opt into authority we've already given to Baltimore County so that students who have an IEP can sell coffee during school day. Move the bill.
Any discussion on the bill? Okay, there will be no roll call. All in favor of House Bill 222, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? House Bill 222 passes favorably as amended. I'm not amended, I'm so used to saying that. It just passes favorably. House Bill 231, and there are amendments on that. Delegate Feldmark.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 231, as amended, allows Baltimore City to set a special property tax rate for vacant and abandoned property. The amendments allow Baltimore City to set this special property tax rate for vacant and abandoned property only. Move the amendment.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion on the bill is amended. Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, no roll call. All in favor of the bill as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? House Bill 231 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 247, a local St. Mary's County delegation bill. Delegate Feldmark.
House Bill 247 extends the county's authority to impose a transfer tax until October 1, 2028. Move favorable.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Okay, no roll call. All in favor of House Bill 247, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, House Bill 247 passes favorably. House Bill 249, and there are amendments. Delegate Feldmark.
Madam Chair, House Bill 249 authorizes a property tax exemption to be granted retroactively to charitable or religious property in Baltimore City for up to 3 years. The amendments make the bill an emergency bill, require a report on exemptions granted, and sunset the bill on December 31st, 2026. Move the amendments.
Was there a second on the amendments? Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion on the bill is amended. Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 249 as amended signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, House Bill 249 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 263, and there are amendments. Delegate Patterson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This local bill authorizes senior activity centers in St. Mary's County to conduct gaming events. Monetary prizes are limited to $50 to a winner each session, and participants may not be charged more than $25 to play one session. Proceeds must be used to support future programming at the Senior Activity Center. As introduced, the bill also alters the definitions of gaming device and gaming event for purposes of laws governing St. Mary's County gaming. There are two amendments. The amendments strike the alterations to the definitions of gaming device and gaming event under the bill and authorize a senior center in St. Mary's County to conduct gaming events, bunco games, and card games. Move the amendment.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, motion on the bill is amended. Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 263, favorable as amended, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? House Bill 263 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 290, and there are amendments. Delegate Ebersol.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As amended, this bill requires county boards of education and child care entities to notify parents at specified times in a child's life about the need to receive dental screening. Additionally, this bill does a lot of things that we are along with HGO on this bill. So there's a bunch of HGO things. I'll read them quickly. It alters the dental care scholarship program to include dental hygienists, requires MDH to create specific plain language with materials related to dental services, requires the State Board of Dental Examiners to publish a searchable list of mobile portal dental providers, requires MDH to convene a stakeholder work group to study the establishment of specified grant or loan for dental providers, and requires MDH to conduct a study on dental provider. I'm done. It must be boring being an HGO, I don't know. So the amendment specified the notice to the parents by child care and local school systems and strike the language of the bill that would have prohibited the Secretary of Health from conditioning or limiting eligibility for Medicaid services, etc. Move the amendments.
Is there discussion on the amendments? Delegate Plakovich-Carr.
Question, so now it's just a notification to parents, it's not a requirement, like there's no consequences?
Correct. All it's going to be is something that's in the handbook. Hey, by the way, dental health is related to real health, and you should get your kids a dental screening.
Delegate Hartman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the $7 million fiscal note is nothing now.
That's, well, I don't know, Alistair, that might be on HGO. What we're adding, what our part of the bill, which is simply that first part, they did all the rest. And so if there is a fiscal note, it's HGO's, that they sort of vetted that, I suppose. Can you tell me? Okay.
What was the vote in HGO?
Yeah, that's good. Do that. Okay, should we hold it and go to the next one? Would you like to do that?
Well,
Nope.
can we just,
Yep. Excuse me. Okay, the vote was, for the record, the vote was unanimous in HGO.
any further discussion on the bill?
Okay, so there are amendments. I don't know if you want to do them together. We sort of read.
We just did the amendments.
Okay, sorry.
Discussion on the bill as amended. Okay, I'm going to do a roll call on the bill. Delegate Ebersol?
Yes.
Delegate Patterson? Yes. Delegate Buckle? Delegate Charles? Delegate Wells? Yes. Delegate Fair? Yes. Delegate Long? Delegate Miller? Delegate Henson? Delegate Miracle North? Delegate Grossman? Delegate Vogel? Yes. Delegate Wu? Yes. Delegate Hartman? Yes. Delegate Griffith? Yes. Delegate Attar? Yes. Delegate Plakovich-Carr? Delegate Barnes? Yes. Delegate Feldmark? Yes. Okay, House Bill 290 passes favorably as amended. And if I could ask some of you guys to just speak up when you're voting, because it's hard for me to hear actually a little bit. House Bill 348, and there are amendments, a local Baltimore County bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The amendment just changes the sponsor to Baltimore County delegation. The bill reduces the number of and alters a requirement for public hearings for the Baltimore County School Board Nominating Commission must hold on single nominees to the Baltimore County School Board, for example, in the event of someone leaving the board during their term. The bill also authorizes the commission to retain and reactivate the application of candidates for vacancy on the county board for up to 2 years from the date of the commission previously submitted on the list. I move the amendment with the bill.
Okay, any discussion on the amendments? All in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion on the bill is amended. Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 348 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? House Bill 348 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 375, there are amendments. Has not been voted on by appropriations, right? They just,
I think they did.
okay, so it was voted favorably by appropriations. Okay, so the amendments, go ahead, Delegate Ebersol.
As introduced, the bill requires each public school in the state that offers a mainstream athletic program or each public institution of higher education that offers an athletic program to provide mental health first aid training to each participating coach. The amendments replace the phrase mental health first aid with a training on recognizing indicators of mental and behavioral health distress. Move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion on the bill is amended.
Move favorable.
Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, no roll call. All in favor of 375 favorable, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? House Bill 375 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 402, and there are amendments. Delegate Ebersol.
Okay, House Bill 402 is from, correct the county for me, Kent County. Okay, Kent County School Board Nominating Commission. The bill codifies a non-voting student member of the Kent County Board of Education into statute and specifies the selection method and responsibilities of the student member. Student member serves a one-year term. The initial term will begin on July 1, 2024. There is an amendment. The delegation amendment prohibits the student member from attending executive sessions by the county board. Move the amendments with a little tightness in my chest.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion on the bill is amended.
Move as amended.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 402 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, House Bill 402 passes favorably as amended. We're going to hold 408 momentarily. House Bill 432, and there are amendments.
Prince George's County, I'm sorry.
Delegate Ebersol.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Prince George's County bill has introduced. The bill will alter the composition of the search committee for the chief executive officer. We would sometimes refer to as a superintendent of the Prince George's County Public School System by removing the member of the State Board of Education appointed by the State Superintendent of Schools and adding an additional resident member. The bill also made the Prince George's County executive the designated person authorized to appoint the resident members and select a chair, specified additional qualifications for serving on the search committee. There are amendments, and the amendments rename the chief executive officer of the Prince George's County Public School System as the county superintendent and specifies several county officials who appoint members of the search committee. Move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion on the bill is amended.
Move as amended.
Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all those in favor of House Bill 432 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? House Bill 432 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 437, and there are amendments. Delegate Ebersol.
Yes, Prince George's Palooza coming. This bill establishes the Office of Integrity Compliance in the Prince George's County Public School System. The bill specifies the functions, powers, and duties of the Integrity and Compliance Officer and the procedures for appointment, including qualifications and term of office. The bill also transfers the Office of Internal Audit within the school system to this OIC, this Office of Integrity and Compliance, upon the effective date of the bill. There are amendments, and the amendment alters the title of the CEO to bring the bill in compliance with the bill I read to you a moment ago, House Bill 432. And then, of course, this whole bill is contingent on that bill, and so I move the amendment.
Excuse me. Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion on the bill is amended.
Move as amended.
Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay. All in favor of House Bill 437 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, House Bill 437 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 444, and there are amendments. Delegate Feldmark.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 444 authorizes Prince George's County to enter into a payment in lieu of taxes agreement with owners of low-income housing developments that are financed through the county's right of first refusal program. The amendments allow the county to enter into a payment in lieu of taxes agreement for any project that provides rental housing for low-income persons. Move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion on the bill is amended. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 444 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, House Bill 444 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 492, Delegate Ebersol.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 492 puts Anne Arundel County in the same position as several other counties, allowing a school vehicle to be operated for 15 years rather than 12 if it meets the specified preventative maintenance and inspection requirements. There are no amendments. I move the bill.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of House Bill 492, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? House Bill 492 passes favorably. House Bill 529, and there are amendments. Delegate Patterson. There's no, oh, there's an A by this.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The bill alters the distribution of video lottery terminal local impact grants within Baltimore City. From fiscal year 2024 to 2032, 85% of certain revenues are to be distributed primarily for capital projects benefiting economic and community development in a manner that is consistent with the Park Heights Master Plan. There are no amendments. Move the bill.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 529 signify by saying aye. Any opposed? House Bill 529 passes. House Bill 648 is a local Garrett County bill. Delegate Feldmark.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 648 increases the auctioneer's fee at a tax sale in Garrett County from $8 to $10 for each property sold. Move favorable.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 648, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, House Bill 648 passes favorably. House Bill 656 is a local Talbot County delegation bill. Delegate Ebersol.
House Bill 656 requires the Talbot County Board of Education to elect a president and vice president from among its members at the last meeting at the end of each calendar year or at the meeting in December each year. There are no amendments. Move the bill.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 656 signify by saying aye. Any opposed? House Bill 656 passes as favorable. House Bill 867, Baltimore City Delegation Bill. Delegate Feldmark.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 867 authorizes Baltimore City to cancel the annual tax sale and divert residential property into an alternative program for payment of taxes in arrears, which may include 1, outreach to property owners to assist the property owners to pay their taxes. 2, installment payment plans. And 3, judicial in rem foreclosure and sale of residential property on which taxes are in arrears. Move favorable.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 867, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? House Bill 867 passes as favorable. House Bill 889, we will come back to. House Bill 921, and there are amendments. Delegate Feldmark.
House Bill 921 authorizes Baltimore City to use a judicial in rem foreclosure process for vacant or nuisance properties on which the taxes are in arrears. The amendments strike the bill as written and recodify the bill as a new section of law applicable only to Baltimore City, ensure the bill meets constitutional requirements by requiring Baltimore City to compensate a former property owner and any other interested parties when it forecloses on a property by either selling the property at auction and distributing the proceeds to the former owner and any other interested parties, or completing an assessment of the property and paying the former owner and any other interested parties the difference between the assessment and the amount of the outstanding tax liens, and makes technical and clarifying changes. Move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendment? Okay, all in favor of the amendment, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, is there a motion on the bill as amended? Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 921 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? House Bill 921 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 931. Delegate Feldmark.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 931 increases the maximum authorized hotel rental tax rate in Eastern Shore Code counties from 5% to 6%. Move favorable.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 931, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? House Bill 931 passes favorably. House Bill 947, and there are amendments. Delegate Feldmark.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 947 authorizes Charles County to grant a property tax credit for the principal residence of an emergency responder or the surviving spouse of an emergency responder. The amendment changes the maximum income to be eligible for the credit from $50,000 to $150,000. Move the amendment.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all those in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion on the bill is amended. Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 947 as amended, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, House Bill 947 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 1078, Delegate Feldmark.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 1078 authorizes Prince George's County and municipalities in the county to grant a property tax credit to offset annual tax increases for a homeowner whose income is $70,000 or less. Move favorable.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 1078, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? House Bill 1078 passes favorably. House Bill 1079, and there are amendments. Delegate Ebersol.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Prince George's County bill shortens the term of the school board, requires the Board of Ed to adopt bylaws to govern its conduct and update them, requires that each member complete professional development and attend a retreat, requires that in the county citizen advisory committee reflects the diversity of the county. Subject to state mandated requirements, requires the county to establish an audit committee to ensure funds are spent equally across schools, requires that each year the school system set goals, conduct a poll of community members assessing job performance. Additionally, beginning in 2025, it sets new salaries for the Prince George's County School Board. The amendments strike some parts of the bill that were duplicative or unnecessary. Move the amendments.
Any discussion? All in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion on the bill is amended.
Move favorable.
Any discussion on the bill is amended? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 1079 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, House Bill 1079 passes favorably as amended. House Bill 1096, and there are amendments. Delegate Feldmark.
Chair. House Bill 1096 alters the property tax exemption for property owned by a fire company or rescue squad in Baltimore County. The amendments limit the exemption to property that is currently used by a fire company or rescue squad or is not currently used for any purpose but will be used by a fire company or rescue squad in the future. Move the amendments.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, House Bill, motion on the bill as amended. Any discussion? Any discussion? All right, all in favor of 1096 as amended, don't leave after this. Signify by saying aye on the favorable. Any opposed? All right, House Bill 1096 passes favorably as amended. We have two bills where we were secondary that were voted down by ECM, House Bill 408 and House Bill 889. Is there a motion on the bill?
I move the consent calendar for
Okay, second, you can second it.
somebody did it already?
Yes, can you
I'm
second?
sorry, I'm sitting in this seat.
Okay, all in favor of the unfavorable on the consent calendar for 408 and 889 signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, those two have moved unfavorable. House Bill 1081 was withdrawn. The motion is to accept the withdrawal. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. That concludes the voting session. Oh, y'all might gotta come back. We gotta go. So that concludes the voting session for now. Thanks.